Hey guys, so the summer 2026 Ninjago sets just got revealed, and so now we presumably have the lineup for the year because there usually aren't more sets after a summer wave. And so I went ahead and figured out the minimum number of sets in order to get every minifig because I personally mostly collect minifigs, and there's a lot of sets, and I don't want to spend all of that money. So I was eager to find duplicates, and I did find some. So I'm going to share that list with you. So there's sort of three sub themes here. There's Dragons Rising Season 4, there's Legends, and Legacy. And Legacy, you need to buy every set. They put a collectible minifigure in all of the main sets outside of like Cole's car polybag, which you don't need to get. But the Old Town 4-Weapons Blacksmith, Lloyd's Titan Mech, the X1 Ninja Charger, and the Ninja Character Display all have at least one exclusive character. So there's those. I'll also cover Legends really quick because those sets always seem to come with exclusive minifigures. Now, this is only the second year. That might not always be true, but it is true this year. The Oni Warriors in the Twin Titan Mechs and the Ultra Dragon Battle are the same, and Jin and Mira are the same in the Ultra Dragon Battle and the Battle at the Dragon's Blade. But both of those sets come with at least one exclusive character, being Master Ivo and Nate, so you need both of them. Sadly, like last year, all three of these Legends sets have exclusive figures, and I'd be surprised if they show up in a future set. I'm sure we'll get more Jin and Mira figures, but probably not with the same printing. Okay, we're not doing too well. Every set I've talked about is a necessity. But Dragons Rising Season 4, you can skip stuff, so let's dive into that. Now, there is a case to be made that the complete suit lineup would feature one set of ninja without the full dragon tail and mask, and new to the summer sets, these claws should technically be in all the dragon forms. So maybe that means you should be buying multiples of some of the summer sets in order to backfill the January figures. Whatever, I'll ignore that for now. For the purposes of this discussion, I won't consider the unpowered up versions as a separate requirement since there's no exclusive prints or pieces. You can always grab an older half mask and make it yourself if you want. In the January wave, every set except the cheapest one and the 4+ set was a necessity because of those dragon forms. Looking at the new summer sets, Lloyd's Battle Pack is all repeats, though it's a cheap way to get those new dragon claw pieces. So if you were going for the full complete set, you could buy duplicates of this or just wait for that piece to be available on Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces, because the fact that it's in here means that it's probably not going to be a very expensive part. Zilvar and Gramtack, obviously Zilvar is a new character and exclusive, but you also get a full version of Kai in a very cheap set, and a half version of Nia. Kai and Cole's combiners, Cole and Kai are half versions, but the Ice Monster appears here, who's new for the summer sets. Zane's Ice Dragon Battle, this is a 4+ set, comes with Sora, half Zane, and a new Acid Monster with legs, which falls into that weird category of, is it really exclusive? I don't know. Then we have Wildfire's Transforming Dragon with a new Wildfire. The Aaron is new for 2026, but was in the January wave. Then the biggest one is the Land Bounty, which has a new Fire Monster, the Acid Snake, and fake versions of Nia, Jay, and Zane, but you do get a full Lloyd. So let's take a look at the new Ninja first, since their variants are a lot less obvious to track, I find. So you actually do pretty well for the new characters if you get Wildfire's Transforming Mech Dragon, because you do get that Wildfire, the Sora, and the Aaron for this year. Sora is actually a worse version than Summer 2025. You need Lloyd's Mech Jet if you want the armor piece that she should have for this printing. Euphrasia is only in one set. Now, Jay is also in the same set as Euphrasia, so that is already a necessity. But if you don't care about Euphrasia, you can just pick him up in a magazine. And then Zilvar and Gramtack. So that's 3 sets so far that we need. Looking at the original 6, Kai comes in the Zilvar and Gramtack set, which is great news for Kai fans everywhere. Cole comes in the Dragon of Life. And this one is really upsetting to me because Lloyd also comes in the Dragon of Life, but Lloyd also comes in a magazine and in the Land Bounty. But because Cole is locked behind this set, you do still need it, which does mean that we also can check off Lloyd here. Zane comes in Cole's Mech. Nia comes in Ninja Dragon Ryu. Moving on to villains, of course, we've already checked off Empress Beatrix, Dr. LaRoe, or the Loyalist Leader, and then the Loyalist. We've also checked off the Acid Snake, the Earth Monster, and the Mutation Monster, though the Earth Monster is a little bit strange because there's technically an exclusive variant in the Spinner set, but it's really just the headpiece, except that piece only comes in that set, so I kind of begrudgingly have to call it a unique variant. Also, the Acid Snake has a unique variant in the Zane's Ice Dragon Battle Junior set, where it has leg printing instead of the tail. So this is another one where I guess it's technically a unique variant, though the tail piece seems like the more complete version of the figure, so I'm going to leave this set in a maybe for now. Then the new ones for summer are the Ice Monster, which we would get in the Transforming Dragon mech. And then the Fire Monster is, for some crazy reason, locked to the $130 land bounty, which otherwise we wouldn't need, because every other character in the set we get some other way, which is crazy. This really feels like the kind of figure that they would put in a magazine in a few months, considering that it's like an unnamed villain, and like really they're going to keep it exclusive to this set when it's something you would kind of want to army build. I don't know. It just seems crazy. I'm definitely going to wait on picking up the land bounty to see if this does come in a cheaper set. So, breaking down the list, here's what's hard to skip from Dragons Rising Season 4. $35 Cole's Mission Mech, $45 Ninja Dragon Ryu's Battle, $80 Ninja Vehicle Treehouse Battle, $110 The Dragon of Life, $20 Zilvar and Grimtack The Dragon Beast, $90 Wildfire's Transforming Dragon Mech, coming to a total of $380 USD. Some potential skips are the $130 land bounty, which again is technically a need for the Fire Monster, but I really feel like they're going to include this at a cheaper way at some point down the road. The $40 Zane's Ice Dragon Battle is also kind of in a weird spot. The Acid Monsters have leg printing, which is technically exclusive. Then the $10 Lloyd versus Earth Monster Spinner is also in a weird spot where like the Earth Monster is technically exclusive, but only for one piece that's not printed. So your mileage may vary there. Sets that aren't needed, the $10 Nia versus Mutation Monster Spinner. We get these two figures in other sets. Kai's Dragon Mech Battle Pack. The cheapest sets almost never have anything exclusive, but I still really like that they exist. The $20 4+ Jay's Dragon Mech Fight is not needed. The $10 Lloyd's Dragon Mech Battle Pack for summer is also not needed, as that's all duplicates. Though I will say the claw piece that's in here is something you would want for the Draconis forms of the ninja. The $55 Jay's Transforming car is no longer needed. In January, this was the only way to get Kai's full Draconis form, but we get Kai's in even more complete version of Kai in a cheaper set. And the rest of the figures are repeats, so this no longer has anything exclusive. Also, the $40 Kai and Cole's Combiner Vehicles is not needed, even though that's a new summer 2026 set. The Ice Monster comes in Wildfire's Dragon anyway, and the other two characters are just inferior versions. So, totaling these unnecessary sets together, we get about 145 USD, which is pretty good, in all honesty. So, the numbers in USD. For the 3 Legends sets, it's going to be $440. For Legacy, it's going to be $665. And then for Dragons Rising Season 4, it's $380, which is honestly a lot cheaper than I expected, but I guess the more expensive slots are taken up by Legends in the summer wave and Legacy in the January wave. So are you really saving money? By this math, the total is $1,485 to get the complete set of Ninjago minifigures, except that, again, I'm not including the Fire Monster, the exclusive Earth Monster, or the legs for the Acid Monster. So adding in the Land Bounty, the Earth Monster Spinner, and the Zane Ice Dragon Junior set, we get 1,665 USD, which is wild, but again, there's obviously ways to cut this back if you only care about certain characters. There's ways to save money. And maybe there will be some surprise magazine figures down the road. That could change the math a lot, but we won't know until that happens, and it will probably dip into 2027 when those come out. But if you had enough money for a nice one-bedroom apartment in a lot of metropolitan areas in the US, you could instead get all of the Ninjago figures. So there you go. That's a lot of sets. But between the 3 sort of sub-themes, Dragons Rising, Legends, and Legacy, you could pick and choose if you only care about certain things. Unfortunately, I like it all, so great. I might as well get started.